How's it going, folks? I'm going to be talking about the pilot episode of Damnation. Now, it's made by Tony Tost, who made Wallmeyer. I never watched that show, but when I saw the trailer for this show, they made it look like it was going to be like The Sopranos set in the 1930s, maybe reminiscent of Boardwalk Empire without the whole Prohibition era stuff. It was going to be more focused on like farmer strikes, and there was a lot of strikes back then. And this is one of the main characters. I kind of made fun of him for being a Tom Hardy bootleg Tom Hardy, but he's actually really good in this show. His name's Logan Marshall Green. He's like this, take no crap Pinkerton officer, and what they would do is they would send him to the farmers' revolt rallies and break up these rallies so they could go back to farming. They were, you know, doing like it reminded me of I'm talking about Damnation. It came out on USA Network at 10 o'clock yesterday. I usually try to do shows I usually try to get my fresh thought, but 10 o'clock is late. So I needed to sleep, and it gave me a chance to resonate my thoughts of the show. Anyways, so now I thought over the show what I liked. Obviously, I liked the Pinkerton officer, Logan Marshall Green, Tom Hardy, bootleg Tom Hardy, but let's not get into that rut of just saying that. He's good in this show. He's kills one of the farmers. First thing of the show, right away, you're like, that's the bad guy. Obviously, he's the jerk of the show, but he's a good bad guy. Like, you right away, you're just like, he's carrying around the body, brings it to a bar. He's like, yep, I just killed this dude. And they're all drinking around the dead body. It's just a really rough scene. The whole tone of the show, I thought it was going to borrow too much from other shows. It's got its own feel. It reminds me of maybe like a Giant Steinbeck book. Like Mice of Men or Grapes of Wrath, which I never read. But I did read Mice of Men. It does have that time period down. And I was worried that the preacher dude would feel too much like, no pun intended, the show Preacher. He's got his own qualms. He's got his own thing going on. But there is some parallel. I don't know if I'm going to like his character. I know they're going to bank that he's the good guy of the show. Like, maybe he'll, eventually grow into a better character. I liked more of the corruption element of the show. And corruption plays a big parallel to the show because this town was very corrupt. It's got a corrupt sheriff. It's got a corrupt hooker house. That's not what they're called. Cat house. It's got a corrupt cat house. It's got the Pinkerton officer who's going to break up. And there's also this chick with blonde hair, and she goes to a rally and she starts sniping out the police and foreign people there, and everyone just she's bad news too. I'm gonna just look up her name really quick. No, that was the. She's really she's got this blonde hair. She was really crazy looking, but she's gonna play a big part. Obviously, the show was good. It was honestly sometimes I come on here and I come on high on a show and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it again, and I don't. I'm actually really liking the show. Like I said, I like the Giant Steinbeck over the tones to the show with the corruption element. I like that the Great Depression era. I think it's a really interesting time in America because it's right before it's in between that scuzzy Western years where we're just killing people like the Wild West, and it's in between the Rockefeller era where Christmas started and we started the NASA program. It's in between that zone, where we're starting to build America. It's just a gritty show. It's gonna be a gritty show that I want to come back, because any time you have bad guy characters that you love to hate, which was this Pinkerton officer. Another scene I really like was when he goes to a whorehouse and he owns like this paper and like any of you can read this, and it's this black chick, and he picks her because not only can she read his letters and be like a hooker secretary, but he can totally like hook up with her whenever he wants. So I like that aspect of the show. The It's gonna be a good show. I know like USA doesn't get a lot of credit, but they as much credit as like the AMC network, but they're getting better with their shows. You know, they got Mr. Robot, and who knows, this could be a hit too. So they're building up some good TV shows. Actually, I don't watch the Mr. Robot, but I should overall I give the show worth your time. It's going to be worth people's time because there's lots of cool parts. It gets the time zones right. It feels like you're in the 1930s. They got the right guns. They got the right look. It's going to be yeah, I didn't see too many imperfections. That's going to flesh itself out probably later on. You know, every show has its flaws, not every episode, but as far as pilot episode bangs go, um, this like I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see how much grittier the show's going to get, and I think that's what it's going to be. How gritty can this show get? And it's going to be one of those type of shows. So check it out. Hey, let me know what you thought about the show, because I liked it. All right, see you later.